Welcome to SVR IAS Academy. ComeOnIndia.com is our website. In this video lecture, in the geography revision video lecture, you will learn about the solar system and the universe. What is Big Bang Theory? Big Bang Theory simply explains the origin of our universe. How Big Bang Theory is created is not required for the prelims examination. Then let's discuss what is light year. Light year is nothing but a distance covered by the light in 1 year in the vacuum. Remember, it's a distance covered by the light in 1 year in the vacuum at the speed of 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Don't forget the value, 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So 1 light year is equal to 9.46 into 10 power 12 kilometers. 9.46 into 10 power 12 kilometers. It can be asked in the prelims examination. Then what is astronomical unit? Astronomical unit is the mean distance between the sun and the earth. Mean distance between the sun and earth. 1 light year is equal to 60,000 astronomical unit. Now let's discuss what is cosmic year. Cosmic year is nothing but sun's period of revolution around the galactic center. As all we know, earth is rotating itself and earth is also revolving around the sun. Like that, sun is also revolving around the galactic center. It takes around 250 million years. 250 million years and is known as a galactic year. Galactic year. What is parsec? Parsec is the distance at which the mean radius of the Earth's orbit subtends to an angle of 1 second of an arc. So parsec is equal to 3.26 light year. Now we will discuss what is galaxies, what is star, what is constellation, what is solar system very briefly. Galaxies are the huge congregations of stars. It's a huge collection of stars known as the galaxies, the stars are held together by the force of gravity. The example for the galaxies are the Milky Way, Andromeda galaxy, etc. Now we will move to the stars. Stars are the self-luminous bodies. They create the light on their own, and stars account for nearly 98% of the matter in any galaxy. In the stars, there are some 3 or 4 concepts you should know. Quasars. Quasars means there are some stars in the sky that appear small but emit more energy than other stars in the Milky Way. This kind of the stars known as quasars. So quasars are small in size comparatively, but they emit more energy. And also you should know the various stages of the star formation. It can be asked in the prelims examination. When a dense galactic nucleus compressing to form a star, then this kind of stage is called as protostar. After the protostar stage, because of the high temperature, hydrogen in that protostar converts into helium. Heat and light is emitted. So when hydrogen is getting converted into helium, light and heat is released. It is called as nuclear fusion reaction. The star is formed. Hydrogen in the star is not unlimited. It has its limitations. When the hydrogen gets over, or when the hydrogen of a star is depleted, the outer regions of the star swell and becomes reddened. In this stage of the star is called as a red giant. So according to the estimates, our sun will turn into a red giant in 5 billion years. So within 5 billion years, the hydrogen in our sun will get depleted. Hydrogen in our sun gets depleted. So simply remember, in our solar system, life is not permanent even for the sun. After 5 billion years, the life of the sun may get over. What are novae stars? Novae stars are the stars. Their brightness increases suddenly by 10 to 20 magnitudes because of the explosion. After sudden brightness, then the stars fade into the normal brightness. So in between the normal brightness, there is a sudden increase in the brightness. These kind of stars called as novae stars. Then now we will discuss what is white dwarf. After the explosion in the star, the dense core of the small stars is known as white dwarf. After explosion, the dense core of the comparatively larger stars is known as neutron stars. So you should remember the difference between the neutron star and white dwarf. It can be asked in the prelims examination. So after explosion, the dense core of the small star is known as white dwarf, and dense core of the larger stars is known as neutron star. These neutron stars rotates at the higher speed because of the high speed of rotation which emits the radio waves. These kind of stars are known as pulsars. Black hole stage of the star occurs when the ancient star collapses. So the gravity becomes very intensive so that nothing escapes. Even light cannot escape in that black hole. Now let's discuss very briefly about our solar system. Our sun has 8 planets and some asteroids and comets. These comprises the solar system. So solar system means 8 planets, asteroids and comets. Our solar system is divided into 2 types: inner terrestrial planets and outer planets. Inner planets are also known as terrestrial planets because they have higher densities. Example for the terrestrial planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Outer planets, they have the lower densities. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Now let's discuss about our sun. Sun is located at the center of the solar system. Sun is made up of hydrogen. Hydrogen is extremely hot gases. The sun is extremely hot in nature because of the extreme heat. The nuclear fusion reaction takes place. Hydrogen is converted into helium. Light is emitted. Sun is located 150 million kilometers away from the earth. So light takes 8 minutes to reach the earth from the sun. Sun has some surfaces called as photosphere, chromosphere, corona, etc. The glowing surface of the sun is known as photosphere. Above the photosphere, the red colored surface called as chromosphere, and beyond the chromosphere is the corona. Corona is visible during the solar eclipses. It is an important point. Which one is visible during the solar eclipses? That is corona. And also you should know what is cosmic year, that already we discussed. So sun takes 250 million years to revolve around the galactic center. This 250 million years is known as cosmic year. Now we will discuss about sunspots. Sunspots are the dark patches on the surface of the sun. They appear dark because they are cooler when compared to the neighboring areas. So that's why it appears spots. They are dark patches. Now what is Aurora Borealis and Aurora Australis? Aurora Borealis is nothing but a northern light. The lights are the multicolored light that sweep across the sky in waves, and Aurora Borealis is visible in the Arctic region, whereas Aurora Australis are simply known as southern lights are appearing in the Antarctic region. Now let's discuss about the moon. Moon is the only satellite of the earth. It is the 1/4 of the size of the earth. It is elliptical in nature, and also you should know what is apogee and what is perigee. Apogee is the maximum distance of the moon from the earth is known as apogee. The minimum distance of the moon from the earth is known as perigee. So the moon takes 27 days to orbit the earth once. So only one side of the moon is visible to us on the earth. From the earth, only one side of the moon we can see. The bright spots of the moon are nothing but mountains, whereas the dark patches on the moon are the low-lying plains. These are the important points on the moon. Now let's discuss what is asteroids. Asteroids are nothing but a very small planets or the fragments of the planets lying between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Don't forget, asteroids are located between the Mars and Jupiter. Asteroids revolve around the sun like planets. It is another important point. Now we will discuss about meteors and meteorites. Meteors are the remains of comets which are scattered in the interplanetary space of the solar system. When the meteors enter the Earth atmosphere, they burn due to the friction force. When they are completely burned into ash means these kind of meteors, these are called as meteors or shooting stars. When the meteors enters the Earth atmosphere because of the friction force, if they are completely burned into ash means these are called as meteors or shooting star. The size is big and they are not completely burned and strikes the earth means these kind of rocks are called as meteorites. Now let's discuss the key points on the 8 planets one by one. First let's discuss about the Mercury. Mercury is the smallest and nearest planet to the sun. Mercury has no atmosphere and no satellite. Now we will discuss about the Venus. Venus is considered as the Earth twin because the size and shape of the Venus is very similar to the Earth. It is also called as morning star or evening star. Mercury Venus is the hottest planet because its atmosphere contains 90 to 95% of the carbon dioxide. As already you know, carbon dioxide is the greenhouse gas. So because of that, day and night temperature on the Venus is almost same. Like Mercury, Venus also has no satellite. Now we will discuss about Earth. Earth is the third nearest planet to the Sun. It is the fifth largest planet. Our Earth is the fifth largest planet. Shape of our Earth is described as geoid because at the poles, Earth is slightly flattened. Because of that, it is called as geoid. From the outer space, if you look at our Earth, it looks as blue in color. That's why it is called as blue planet because 2/3 of the surface is covered by water. Now we'll discuss about the Mars. Mars is marked by the dormant volcanoes and deep chasms because once water flowed in the Mars surface. Mars has very thin atmosphere. It comprises nitrogen and argon. Beneath the atmosphere, Mars is barren. Mars is covered with pink soil and boulders. Because of that, Mars is known as red planet. Mars has two satellites. One is Phobos and another one is Deimos. The highest mountain on the Mars is the Nix Olympia. Nix Olympia is 3 times higher than the Mount Everest, which is the highest peak on the Earth. Now let's discuss about Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. The atmosphere of the Jupiter has important gases like hydrogen, helium, methane and ammonia. If you take the mass of the Jupiter and the weight is equal to the all other planets combined. If you combine all other planets, even it is 2.5 times bigger than the mass of the all other planets combined. Another important point regarding the Jupiter is that it reflects 3 times more energy than it receives from the Sun. So Jupiter reflects 3 times more energy than the energy received from the Sun. It has the great red spot. So it can be asked in the prelims examination. And the Jupiter has 16 satellites. The important satellites are the Ganymede, Io, Europa, Callisto. Now we will discuss the next planet, that is Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet of the solar system. One classic point with respect to Saturn is that it has the rings. The rings are composed of thousands of ribblings and spiraling bands of icy rock and dust. So the classic point is that Saturn is covered by rings and Saturn has 21 satellites. Important satellites are the Titan, Phobos, Tethys, etc. Out of the 21 satellites, the Titan has the nitrogen atmosphere and hydrocarbons. As already you know, nitrogen and hydrocarbons are necessary for the life, but research is going on the Titan whether life is possible or not on the Titan. Now we will move to the next planet called Uranus. Uranus is the only planet that lies on its side. Another important point is that Uranus is one of the coldest planets on the solar system. Its atmosphere is mainly made up of hydrogen. Uranus has 9 dark compact rings around the planet. So 9 dark compact rings are there around the Uranus. It rotates on the north to south. It's another important point. Earth rotates east to west, but Uranus rotates on north to south. Now we will move to the last planet, that is 8th planet, that is Neptune. Neptune is the most distant planet from the Sun. Neptune has 5 rings. These are the important points about the planets in our solar system. One more concept that is coming is Plutoids. Beyond the Neptune, there are some dwarf planets that are orbiting and revolving around the Sun. These dwarf planets are often called as Plutoids. The important Plutoids are Pluto and Eris. Pluto and Eris. These are important points you should know in this topic. So revise each and every point in this solar system. It can be asked in the prelims examination, and all the best for your IAS exam preparation. Thank you.